can feel your heart break. I know it's not okay, but I know you feel like you're gonna break. But don't pull away, and it's okay to feel the way that you do. When you reach the end of yourself, I'll be there too. When you can't trust, I'll trust for you. When you can't move, I'll stay with you. You're not alone, but it's all I can say.
Welcome to Robert's Angels Speak. This is our third episode, and I want to thank each and every one of you. You guys have been great. The shows that we've had have been extra special, and they've been an encouragement to many of you out there. And what this show is all about, in case you're wondering if you're watching it for the first time, this show is how to deal with grief. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV. When it comes to grief, there is no special formula or no secret formula. There are books that are out there that say when you're going through grief, there are different stages that you're going to go through, and they're going to go through each order. That is completely false, because each person is different. Each person has their own situation that they're dealing with. Every situation is unique. So when you're dealing with grief, whether it's a loss of a loved one or a divorce or a loss of a job, you're going to handle it differently. But the question is, and the key is, how do you handle it? And many people don't handle it the right way. They handle it through the ways of the world, and they try to bottle it up and keep it inside. And unfortunately, they start drinking, or they turn to drugs, or they turn into the ways of the world. And that may temporarily fix the problem, but as time goes on, it only makes matters worse. So what this show is all about, I have special guests that come in that have had issues in their life, or they've had losses of loved ones, or they've been through divorces, and they've been through life. Because let's face it, each and every one of us, we're going to go through difficulties in life. Now, I know I'm getting a big amen as I'm speaking to you, because anybody that tells you that life is going to be perfect is full of you know what, because life is full of challenges, obstacles, difficulties. There's tragedies. Some are worse than the others, and we never know. Sometimes we ask the questions, why does this happen? Well, the goal is to change that why into, what can I do to learn from this? Or how can I become a better human being? How can I let this situation that I've gone through help me to help others? And that's what it's all about. So that's what this show is all about. This past week in our company, in our retriever family, we had somebody that's gone through a loss of a brother. And it was unexpected, a 19-year-old young man, and they found him dead. And I mean, this family is going through a horrible tragedy right now. And when you think of things like that, the question arises is like, how do you deal with situations like that? And they're numb, and they're going through that first stage of grieving where it's just hard to accept it and hard to fathom it. So what I want to do with this show, and this has been my goal, and I spoke with Mike Aloyo, who's a producer of this show, and I'm just so thankful that he actually came to me and said, look, this name, Robert's Angels Speak, which, by the way, that's the name of my son that passed away 25, almost 26 years ago. That's who this show is named after. So I'm taking something bad that happened to me in life, and I'm turning it into something good that's going to help others in life. And that's what this is all about, Robert's Angels Speak. So I know that he's looking down upon me today and saying, I'm proud of you, Dad. I'm thankful for what you're doing to help and to encourage others as they go through the grieving process. So we're going to do this together. I'm thankful for all the guests that have been on the show. I have a very special guest tonight. His name is Pete. I just met him last week, and he's going to be sharing some of the things that he's been through in life and how he has gone through the grieving process. And I know it's going to encourage you. And when you hear some of these stories, you're going to say, that's me, man. That's where I'm at right now. I can relate to that. So understand, you're not alone. Don't be on this journey alone. Don't try to do it alone. Find the people that can help you and encourage you and lift you up and pray for you, because that's what this show is all about. So thank you for joining. I'm looking forward to hearing the story. Again, this is unscripted, and I have no idea what Pete has gone through, but I'm really looking forward to hearing that. I know it's going to bless you, and I know it's going to encourage you. We'll be back in a few moments after these commercials, and I will introduce you to this wonderful man. I'll see you in a few.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. Hey, I want you to donate to the Hands and Feet West Side. West Side's the best side. There you go. It's where I was born at. Anyway, hey, listen, they're feeding homeless vets, homeless people, helping people recover. They're a good organization. Don't forget, donate to the Hands and Feet West Side. God bless.
Rock and roll, bro.
Please donate to the Hands and Feet Foundation West Side today. This ministry is a 501c3 non-for-profit organization. They feed people everyday hot meals. They give away clothes and food, and they also offer a sanctuary and prayer. Donate to the Hands and Feet Foundation on the West Side, Jacksonville, Florida, right there on 103rd Street. God bless you. Tell them American Hearts Radio sent you. We're on a mission for God.
Please visit Hands and Feet Westside, www.facebook.com/handsandfeet.org, or give them a call at 904-465-5083. 904-465-5083.
Hey everybody, go to handsandfeetfoundation.org and support them. Don't forget, support for the Son of Man who came to seek and save the lost. Luke 19:10.
Hi, it's Rich Norton here with Retriever Merchant Solutions. Thank you for tuning into our shows. We've had a great response from each and every one of you, and I've had many inquiries about applying for a position with Retriever Merchant Solutions. Yes, we do have opportunities. If you're a go-getter, you like meeting people, you have dreams, you have aspirations, you have big goals, and you want to be a big success, we're going to teach you, we're going to train you, we're going to help you. Give me a call at 904-434-4635. Rich Norton, Retriever Merchant Solutions, 904-434-4635, and we will help you make your dreams come true.
U.S. Law Shield, protecting the Second Amendment and your rights.
That's right, people. Sign up now for a year and get locked in on a fixed rate and get 2 months free when you text American Hearts to 1-281-603-0105 to receive your offer. All attorney fees are covered. 24/7 attorney answered hotline. Civil and criminal trials covered. No caps or reimbursement. U.S. Law Shield. Tell American Hearts Radio sent you.
U.S. Law Shield, protecting the Second Amendment and your rights.
Are you ready to increase your credit score? We get results, restore your credit score, lower your interest. Here at Trinity Credit Counsel and Financial Services, you can repair your credit score today. We specialize in identity theft, medical bills, student loans, public records, tax liens, collectors' accounts, repossessions, evictions, foreclosure judgments, bankruptcy, and much more. Instagram at Tammy Credit Specialists. You don't have to live with bad credit. We get results. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Establish and maintain good credit. Go to www.elitecredit101.com or text your credit to 678-857-8864. That's right. Just check out Tammy Dennis Arnold. Get your credit repaired. Tell them American Hearts Radio sent you. Also, watch Tammy's web television series, Seeds of Financial Abundance. Only on American Hearts Radio Web TV.
Welcome back to Robert's Angels Speak. I am very excited and thrilled to have Peter Hefty on my show today. Peter and I just met, I think last week. He was doing a show, a comedy show, and really, this guy's filled with talent. I know he's been all over the world sharing his gifts, and he's a true blessing to many throughout the world.
Well, you were too, Rich. You and your partner singing there was wonderful. You had some great inspirational music. I didn't know you were such a talented musician also.
I appreciate it. I took up guitar late in life, learned about 5 years ago, and I'm going to get a T-shirt that says "World's Okayest Guitar Player."
Oh, I like that. I like that. Hey,
but we're learning.
That might be a big seller.
Yeah, we're improving, and that's what it's all about. We just love to do that, and it's a lot of fun. So this show, as you heard earlier, is about people dealing with grief, and this is it's an amazing topic. It's a tough subject, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it because one of the things I hear is when people are going through grieving. I heard this the other day. Someone said, "I really don't want to go see that person because I don't know what to say."
Right.
And this person lost a child, and they're like, I just don't know what to say. And I always tell everybody, don't say anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just tell them that you love them and that you're there, and that you're there to encourage them and just love them. You know, because when people start talking and opening up their mouths, even though their intentions are in the right place, you know, they may say the wrong thing,
Right.
and it doesn't make any sense at all. Because when someone's going through a difficult time, especially through a major loss, they don't remember too much of what's being said, but they will remember that, hey, somebody was there for me, that was hugging me, brought me some food, told me that they loved me. All they remembered is that they were there.
Right.
And that's the most important thing. So for those of you that are wondering what to say, don't say anything, but I love you, I'm here for you, and I'm your friend.
Right.
As simple as that.
That's good.
So your testimony, again, we just met, so I wanted you to share with everybody out there and some of the difficulties and challenges and how you've gotten through them.
Well, I guess being an entertainer, I was ready for difficulties because as a child growing up, I thought that I wanted to be a ventriloquist or a magician, and I had read a lot of biographies on a lot of, like Houdini, Harry Houdini the magician, or Sammy Davis Jr. had a book out called Yes, I Can. And he used to travel with his father and uncle on the road, and how he was a little boy traveling with his uncle and his father, you know, living in bus stations and going all over the country performing and stuff. And I always thought you had to pay a lot of dues to make it show business. So I was kind of ready for that part of it. Just didn't know when it was going to happen. And then when it comes personal to you, then of course that's when it hits you the hardest in the heart, and it can actually paralyze you if you let it. But you got to keep moving. I'll take the first story would be about my brother Tim. He was 29 years old when he passed away.
Wow.
I was living in Fort Lauderdale, and my wife and I were down there, and my manager came over and knocked on my hotel door and said, "Pete, you got an emergency phone call. They couldn't get a hold of you. You got to go up north to Wisconsin. Your brother has passed away." And you know, so that was a tough one. But how I got over that one was right after the funeral, right after the grieving, I got a phone call from an agent from Atlanta, Chris DePetta, who had the Comedy Cafe, and he wanted me to open for Sinbad and for Harry Anderson, the comedian, who by the way just passed away. Harry Anderson, the late great Harry Anderson, from Night Court. And I was honored to be able to do the show, and he was thinking, well, this is a bad time for you, don't worry, I got somebody else to cover it for you. And I said, no, please, let me perform. I really need to perform. And that to me was part of my healing, by working, by going right back to work and making people laugh. And it's not like I forgot my brother. Obviously, you're never going to forget your brother. He's in your heart, he's in your mind, he's with you everywhere, and you can't forget. But that helped me get over it. So that weekend down in Atlanta, Georgia, opening for Harry Anderson and opening for Sinbad turned out to be a real good week for me, because I had 2 nights with Harry Anderson, 2 nights with Sinbad, 4 nights with my wife and my little boy. At the time, my son was real young, and that was very, very therapeutic. Very therapeutic.
Yeah, because I've heard that before. When you're going through something like that, the worst thing to do is just to kind of stay idle and just, it's easy to kind of sit around and reflect and feel sorry for yourself and feel bad about the situation, but to be busy certainly helps.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess that's what helped you.
Yeah, and my faith, I mean, I always had faith in God, but I haven't always exercised it the way that you really should. And that is, sometimes we all count on God when things are bad or low in our life, but we don't count on God when things are going good.
Very true.
And that's when we really need to be counting on God, like, all the time.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm learning as I get older, and that's like a tough thing, because I'm always leaning on your own understanding, which that's not biblical. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to lean on to Him and His Word. So I was, that was one of them. The other story was my divorce. Well, for example, my first divorce. I was married twice. My first marriage, I lived in Fort Lauderdale. I thought I had a happy relationship, a happy marriage, and everything was well. But this, I think most guys can relate to if you go through a divorce. You might have to go home to visit your family. So you stay at your old house where you grew up. And I did. I stayed at the old house where I grew up. And so I made a joke out of it. Not that I was making a joke out of my relationship, but I was making a joke out of the pain and suffering. So I made I did a bit where I said, I went back to stay in my mom's house. In my old bedroom, I slept there for a few days. And I had this joke where it was like a scary movie. I said, divorce is like a scary movie. Because a scary movie is like, boom, 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 boom. He's back. Boom, 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 boom. The same boy that made your grandma's back to make you a mommy all over again. Pull down the shades. Don't let the neighbors know he's home. Ah! Divorced son, coming home soon. That's just a little, but it was just a joke I made for a while, and I did it for about a year to kind of help me get over this pain, because the truth was that the pain never ever. You learn to live with it. You don't actually learn to. You give it to God, let go and let God, but. Making jokes out of it is what helped me.
This is a good topic right here, because sometimes when you think of grieving, most of the time you think of a loss. You lost your brother, lost a child, lost your mom. But when it comes to grieving through a divorce, and I've been divorced, so I know the pain of divorce. And it's not fun.
No,
it kind of stinks.
It can be almost like death. It really can be.
Yeah,
and people don't think that's true, but I believe it's true, because the Bible says the two shall become as one, right?
Right.
So you are you're supposed to be really connected to this person in more than just a physical way, in a spiritual way. And so if you separate that spirituality, you feel like half of you is gone now. You feel like half of your life is empty.
I have heard that somebody said this once, and it kind of was very profound. It's like you go through a divorce, like when you let's say you lose your spouse, right? You're grieving that. But when you go through a divorce, it's even tougher because she's still there. Right. But it's
well, but that's probably one of the biggest griefs I have now. I feel so bad that you lost your son, but I love being on the show that you got his memory in this show. I think it's beautiful. Roy Rogers, one of my favorites when I was a kid, was Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, and they had a little booklet about their baby they had lost, and that booklet talked about the short lifespan of this child, but yet what God had done through that child for them.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful book. It's a real small book, but if you ever can get a chance to get it, by Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, it's a really good book. But I got to tell you, I went through another thing in my divorce. I lost my son. I had rights in Florida for my son. I had full custody of my son, and my wife and I got separated. And my agent became a big lawyer in Fort Lauderdale at the time. Norman Kent, and Norman had told me, don't get back with her. If she tells you to get back with her, don't believe her, but love, you know how love is. I thought it was going to work out the second time, so I did it again, and I went back.
That love thing.
And I thought, no, this is the right thing to do. They don't know what they're saying. They don't understand love. They don't understand how I feel about Carol. All this stuff. So we got back together, and then of course about a year and a half later it went apart. But it was a planned thing, and then she had the upper hand now because she had my son. And then when I went to the judge in Florida, they said, well, you have to prove that she left the state for us to do anything about it. So I had a real big mess in my hand. It took me years and years and years to find him. And when I finally found him, she had been remarried. So she'd already started a new life.
So she kind of disappeared.
Yeah, she went to California, actually.
Wow.
And she raised him out there. And everybody said, well, don't worry, don't push it. Someday you'll see your son. Well, years went by and years went by. And, that's something that's always in your mind and your thoughts, and your prayers that, one day you'll see your son. Well, I do get along with her brother, his name's Kirk. And Kirk and I are pretty good friends. And so he brought me pictures to show, pictures of Christopher and show me, hey, this is Christopher now. This is his new girlfriend. She's from Japan. He's dating her. They're getting married, and all this kind of stuff. So, but I've still to this day not seen Christopher.
Wow.
So that's something I live with all the time. But I don't bring that up really, to be honest. But since this is that kind of a show,
absolutely,
as I bring it up, it's something I keep hidden inside.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, my brother Tim, a couple years ago, Steve. I'm sorry, my brother Steve, my other brother, my youngest brother, passed away. And he was a truck driver, and we had planned a trip to Utah to do a comedy club. I was going to go work out there, And he said, I want to go with you because I don't get many truck runs to Utah, and I want to go see Utah. So we were all excited about going to see Utah together. And we had this big plan, and then weeks before it happened, he had passed away.
So you had two brothers?
I had two brothers, yeah,
Wow.
Tim and Steve.
Wow.
And both of them had passed away. Tim passed away at 29 years of age. Steve passed away at 50.
Okay.
Age
Young.
50.
Very
Yeah,
young,
very young.
yeah.
But he was my younger brother, and I really, I had so many good times with him. And that's another time when I went on and I did a show in Boone, North Carolina that year, right around Christmas time. I took my son with me and did the show, and everything went well. It was a convention thing for a friend of mine, Wayne Sumner, has a big company up there, and he has me like once in a while do the Christmas party. And they wrote me a letter later and said, hey, Pete, we found out that your brother passed away, and you never mentioned a word of it. And they wanted to thank me for being so professional and so not bringing the grief. But I just didn't want to bring that to the party.
Sure.
I'm there to entertain people, to make them laugh. So you have to put that all behind you, and you got to keep that inside or
Sure.
keep it.
It's incredible to even do that.
Well, a lot of prayer helps, and
Yeah,
you just
sure.
and you keep your mind off that subject,
Sure.
kind of, But that's
Wow.
all you can do.
Absolutely. So is there any part of you that you feel like your brothers are rooting for you and would say to you, hey man, keep doing it, you're still here on earth, and
I hope so. I
Yeah.
pray that I'm sure that I believe that they're in heaven. Tim, it's so funny. He had my brother Tim that died at 29. He had gone up to the monastery for a wedding just weeks before he had gotten that car crash, and he was wearing a white suit. And there was a picture of Jesus right behind him, was right on his shoulder, and my mom still got that picture. It's almost strange because the picture was behind him,
Wow.
and he was standing there, and it was like he was on his shoulder. It was just a sign to me. And then
it's a message in itself.
yeah, I mean, I just believe that God's everywhere, and He helps us through these hard times. And I don't think we could have got through it without Him, without good Lord, without having faith. Because and then of course I also, because I'm a comedian, I'll add comedy to it.
Sure.
It's good to laugh. It's good to make jokes, because jokes are good for you. They're healthy, and they keep you from
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like music. Music's
Yeah.
good too. Music
good
is
therapy.
a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful therapy.
Yeah. Well, many songs were written about tragic times, and of course country songs about going through divorce and going through bad relationships. And we don't have much time left in the show, but what do you say, let's go back to the divorce, what do you say to someone right now that maybe they're just going through a divorce right now and they're dealing with that pain, the loss and the grief, and how do you go on, how do I move forward, I loved her and now she's gone, I mean the whole story. What's your...
I can only say that every situation is completely different. There's no two divorces alike. There's no two situations the same at all. So you can't really generalize, but you can say, generally speaking, to keep your faith and your eyes on God, and things will work out for you in your life. That's not to say that God's going to bring you back together with this person or not. That doesn't mean that, but it could. I mean, I don't know. But you have to be... I don't know what the problems are in your individual marriage out there, but whatever they are, just give it to God. Pray a lot, and have a sense of humor though too, because nobody likes to be around a grouchy person. Nobody likes to be around someone who's got a bad disposition. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's weeping constantly. Like you said, not that that's a bad thing. We should cry with people that need our shoulder and stuff.
Yes.
But there's a time for that, and there's a time when people just will avoid you after a while, because they'll say, oh, I don't want to go by that guy. He's not any fun. So you have to try to still stay fun and still be a nice person and do good things.
Exactly. That's so true. I remember meeting a couple people that have been through divorces, and you have a choice that you can either be bitter or better. And then
That's good.
Don't be the guy that, the oh no guy, I call him.
Right.
Because it's like, here they come, it's like, oh no, he's going to talk about his ex-wife again. He's been doing this for 8 years. So don't stay where you're at. I'm going to encourage all of you that you're going to get through it. I've been through divorces, so I've been there too.
Right.
So you're going to get through it. You will get through it. Take it one step at a time. Make sure you laugh. Don't take things too serious. Have fun. Be encouraged. You're going to get through it. Choose that I'm going to get better, not bitter, and pray for your ex-spouse.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's another thing. That's a real good one. Yes. Pray.
Yeah.
Pray for the people who even turn against you in life. You're supposed to. And
That's right.
that's a real strong, important part of the Bible, and because if you do, it just eases everything. It just does something wonderful. God works wonderful things when you ask Him.
When you can release them to God and say, you know what, I remember saying this to my ex-wife, you know what, I hold nothing against you. I wish you the very best. I really mean
awesome.
that.
That's
and,
beautiful.
Even if you don't at first, keep saying that.
Keep saying it, and you will get to that point. You'll catch up to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a great show, man. What a
Thank
blessing you are. I thank you
you.
so much for
God
being on
bless
the
you.
show. And I'm glad we got to know each other and look forward
Thank
to
you,
some
Rich.
great things. Man, this is great. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you. I know this show has been a blessing for you. Keep sending those emails, send the text, and if you want to be on the show and you want to share your testimony, you never know what God's going to do with it, and that's what this show is all about. So be encouraged. Today's the beginning of the rest of your life. Just have a wonderful time and just get through it. You will get through it, but don't do it alone. God bless. Thanks for being on the show. We'll see you next time.
Rich Norton, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. And I tell you, I just want to say to all the people out there that are tuning in and supporting American Hearts Radio Entertainment Network and Hands and Feet Ministry, thank you for all the support. And I want to say thank you for all your support.
Thank you.
To the ministry, to American Hearts Radio Entertainment Network.
Love it. Love it.
And got this guitar right here for you, Rich, signed by Donnie and Johnny Van Zandt.
Wow.
So it's an old guitar, but
Wow.
hell,
That is awesome.
those autographs are priceless, and that's, I want to give you that for
man.
appreciation
That is,
for everything you do.
What a gift.
I love you with all my heart, brother.
Love you too, brother. Appreciate that. Wow. Thank you, Donnie and Johnny. I'm all choked up, so I appreciate that.
Tell them
very
what they
much.
were doing today, Mike. What was Donnie and Johnny doing?
Yeah, Donnie and Johnny Van Zandt, I was over there with them today, and they're working on some new Southern rock gospel music.
Yes.
So I can't wait for you guys to hear that. I know you're going to love it.
I'm looking forward to that. So love your music. Been following Leonard Skinner and the Southern rock for many, many years, and you guys are my heroes. Can't wait to meet you in person and maybe do some praise and worship music with you on the guitar. That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you so much.
Love you, Rich.
Love you, man. Appreciate you.
God
American
bless you.
Hearts Radio, #1.
Hands and feet,
Yeah.
rock and roll.
Well, I can feel your heart break. I know it's not okay, but I know you feel like you're gonna break. But don't pull away, and it's okay to feel the way that you do. When you reach the end of yourself, I'll be there too. When you can't trust, I'll trust for you. When you can't move, I'll stay with you. You're not alone, but it's all